I'm John DeArmor with the Coquille Valley Sword Group, and today we're talking about Article 33. So, let's begin. Article 33, the position of non-position. The position of non-position applies to the mental attitude when holding a sword. To be sure, there are set positions in my school, but when we assume a particular position, both the sword and the body tend to become rigid. For this reason, you should free your spirit from the stipulated position and always hold your sword so that you can cut your opponent efficiently in the existing surroundings and conditions. In the Jodan position, there are 3 variations. The Chudan and Gedan positions also have 3 different spirits. The same goes for Hidariwaki and Migiwaki. In short, you should always hold your sword with the spirit of no position. This should be carefully considered. So, this is an article that's very easy to oversimplify. People read this and they think, oh, well, on one hand he says, okay, well, we have command, we have positions, we have attitudes, right? But here he's saying you shouldn't use them, right? So they're just there for reference. This is, it's close, but it misses the point, right? The point here is that it's not just that we physically begin to stagnate when we come into a kamae. In other words, if I pop into Chudan, right, and I'm driving at the guy, it's not just that like I've locked my form into the Chudan attitude and adopted the, you know, the physical posture that walks me here. It's that with any body position at all, right, we begin to develop these sort of schemas or circuits of thought, like ways in which we automatically think based on the position that we're in. And with something such as fighting in kamae, where we have a lot of intense sort of feeling and attention, these sort of mental schemas tend to crystallize really strongly. And so we'll have like, oh, well, I'm in the mental spirit place of Chudan or Jodan or Gedan or whatever. And that's all well and good, but Musashi is cautioning here and saying, hey, you know, this is, while we have positions that are convenient to use the sword from, we want to avoid really getting too caught up in the mental side of it. In other words, we don't want to think, oh, well, I'm in Gedan, I'm now in a waiting attitude, right? I'm now in a baiting or defensive or this kind of feeling, just as if like, oh, well, I'm in Jodan or Hasso, I'm in an evasive attitude, like I'm waiting to countercut the guy or to cut him first, right? Instead, Musashi's just like, you just need to be in a position where you can cut well, right? When we work, beginners, when they train, tend to either think all about themselves or all about their opponent, right? They get the sword, especially if they're using Fukuro Shinai really early on. They think, okay, well, boom, I'm just going to think about you, I'm not going to think about me. And they take a lot of hits for it, right? Or all they think about is themselves, and they're going, oh, you know, I'm just protecting, and they sort of do the lightsaber thing, where they're just whacking at the person's sword, ignoring them. People at an intermediate skill level have realized, oh, right, if I just focus on him, I'm getting hit. If I just focus on me, I'm not hitting. So what I need to do is focus on, what, technical skill? And so their focus becomes inward for 99% of it, and then it's like, okay, I've taken my steps, I've done my okay, I've done my parry, and oh, it's time to hit the dude. Keying on him, bah! Right? And I got him. This This is not what you want, right? What you want is that you're on the guy right from the beginning, right? You've built up that work in your body, you've built up that confidence, and you know how to move with him, right? How to manipulate the relation between the two of you to bring about success. And so, right away, you're running on him, and even if you're working, right, to evade or to parry or to reposition or to cut, right, you're there, and your mind is on the whole situation. Very inzan no metsuke, right? Eyes on the distant mountain, but with your mind. If you want to see examples of what this looks like, go on YouTube and you can look up things like wolves, packs of wolves taking down prey, right? Same kind of motion, same kind of attitude. You can look at videos of special forces guys doing CQB, right? Same work, same drive, same forward tasking focus, kind of, right? So now at the end of this, he says, okay, well, hold the position of no position. In other words, wherever you're at, whatever position you happen to be at, you're focused on one thing, cutting the do, right? So even if I'm like in Gedan, right, I'm cutting it with my mind already. Now I may be keeping that low key, sort of, shin no kokoro, right? I'm keeping it on the inside, or ino kokoro, right? But I'm still doing it, right? Even before my body moves, my spirit is a spirit of cutting him down, which is a lot less sort of woozy than it sounds. But until you feel it, or feel somebody doing it to you, it can be tricky to understand. He then goes on to say, but wait, Jodan has 3 variations. What does he mean, right? Oh, well, Chudan and Gedan also have 3 different spirits, right? And so we can understand variations to mean spirits. Well, it's like a passive spirit, but he just told us not to have mental attitudes with our positions. What gives? These 3 spirits, 3 different variations, coincide with the 3 initiatives, with Sen, timing and initiative. So I may be up in Jodan and Hasso, right? But I could have decided that, okay, well, for whatever reason, I'm not going to work first initiative. I'm not just going to pop off and hit the guy, right? Maybe the environment is such that's just not that's not going to be my best course of action, right? So maybe I wait to work in second or third initiative, right? Does it make sense? It's clear as mud, but it covers the ground. The point is that regardless of what position you take with your sword, it doesn't matter if it's one of our orthodox positions or if it's just some wild harebrained thing that you've found yourself in, your intention has to be to cut the guy, to drive in, to resolve him, because that is going to shape your body. It's going to shape the relation between the 2 forces of you and him, right, in the space that you're in. When you don't have this, it's very easy to collapse you, right? It's very easy to push you around and control you, as the general and the soldier, right? Yeah. I really do suggest that if you want to understand this, you got to look at some of these YouTube videos or of pack animals hunting. Like wolves are a really good example because they're really on the job. To really, like, just watch it and put yourself there, right? Imagine that you are one of those wolves. Imagine that, Teki, your opponent, is that whatever, right? Doesn't matter, water buffalo. No, not water buffalo, but you get my point. And try and empathize, try and internalize that feeling of drive that those animals are giving. Because they do a lot of things other than just like, I run up and bite the thing, right? There's a lot of motion involved, a lot of repositioning, a lot of controlling the opponent to bring them down before resolving the work. And it'll give you, it's the easiest way next to just jikitsu, just direct communication with somebody who knows what they're doing. But as always, if you want to understand this work, you have to pick up a sword and go train.